I put a hole in the freaking wall. 26 years with my high school sweetheart. Gone. Gone in one night, one moment, one punch. Gone. My kids in their room. I punched that hole in the wall. I called their mother an effing B in earshot. Okay. In that moment, I became a monster. Me. The same guy, the ugly mug, teaching you not to do such things as don't be like Mike of the past. That's why. That was my left thumb moment where I punched a hole in the wall. There was a thought that led to that action. Tonight's live, impromptu. I didn't plan to do this. I decided I needed to do this. So I'm doing this more for me. And if someone jumps on and wants to go through their shift, then I'm more than happy to do that with you. In any case, left hand leads to destruction from your thoughts to the results, to the destination, right there in the pinky promise. The pinky promise of destruction if you start out with toxic thoughts. Oof. You see, here's the hard truth I'm finally coming to. I have a video out there that's titled I Lost Her, I Lost the Kids, I Lost the House, I Lost the Job, I Lost Me. But that's not the whole truth. The whole truth is I destroyed me by destroying any chance of healthy relationship with my ex, with my kids. That's my left hand of destruction. That is the naked, raw truth of Mike Mack that sits before you now, sits before you with the raw truth of destroying my relationship with my high school sweetheart in a moment that I punched the freaking wall. It was with my right hand at the time. I'm punching with my left right now because I want you to understand there's a left direction of destruction that we start off with a thought. And I'm going to go through the thought. I'm going to let you know exactly what that thought was. And I'm going to teach you about the destination part. Hello there. Hey, we got to stop and pick up a hitchhiker. Look at there. Hop on in. It's nice and warm in here. Come on. And join us for this journey. Ooh. Yeah. Hey, I'm sitting in my car. You're probably wondering, what the hell is this guy doing? Yeah, I'm sitting in the car. I'm using free Wi-Fi at my office. Okay. I'm homeless some nights. That's me, homeless. I even, I kind of look homeless sometimes. Yeah, that's me. Naked truth, raw truth tonight. And anyway, in any case, this is my Kia Forte. It protects me from the storm that's happening right now. And my daughter is one that I still talk to even after I punched a hole in the wall, and my kids heard me call their mother an effing B word, way out of character for me. If you know anything about me, that's way out of character. My daughter sends me $200 when I'm homeless in Houston. I had nothing to my name in Houston. And she gave me a lifeline. She rescued me. Bought a bus ticket back home. Wasn't too much of a home because I still struggled, still had problems for the whole solo drive that I did. But tonight I want to show you that thought, that toxic thought that led to my destruction. Naked truth. The situation She left with the kids prior to me punching the hole in the wall. She left with the kids. No warning, no note. Came home from work, paper strewn everywhere, stood in the doorway staring at a twin bed mattress. That's the situation. Left hand thought now. Left hand thought. She's destroying my family. She's destroying it. She's destroying me. The thought. That thought led to this belief. You follow me? Thought, she's destroying me. She's destroying what I built. Next, the belief. She's the enemy. You follow? My thought, she destroyed me. Now she, I believe, is the enemy. Which led to, this is the emotion, it led to rage. It led to betrayal. It led to bitterness. It led to all the destructive, nasty ass emotions that I had going through my heart. I hope you're following this. Which led to this, the ring finger. I need help holding my ring finger on my left hand up because on this hand I can do it, but on the left hand I can't. I have to hold down my pinky because they both want to pop up. But you see, there's something missing on my ring finger. That's actions right there. I did this. I decided to have the destroyer thought. I decided to have the destroyer belief. I decided to have the destroyer anger, the rage. I decided to punch the freaking hole in the wall in front of my kids. I did that. I built that. That's the naked ass truth right now that I've come to. And why I'm doing an impromptu live right now to let you guys know. Don't be like Mike of the past. Don't be that guy. To the destination. The destination of destruction. Even today, I only have one for my kids of that time that talk to me every so often. The one that threw me the lifeline of $200 so that I could get back home. That destruction, that path of destruction led to me destroying the marriage of 24 years, my high school sweetheart. It led to me not being able to talk to my kids like I want to. It led to me being a grandpa without being able to visit my grandchildren. It led to a lot of things. In fact, it led to an unquiet mind. And I'm sure if some of you are anything like me right now, you've got this unquiet mind that just yells and it has your mind is going, I don't know, whatever the red line is, 6,000 TPMs. In a motor, it's what, 6,000 RPMs? Well, TPMs, the mind motor, it pegs out at around 7,000 thoughts per minute. TPM. You know, that's that punch, that moment that I became a monster. That's what haunts me the most. Just coming clean. Whoa. We got lots of hitchhikers out there. Oh my goodness. My goodness. I appreciate you guys. Oh, and you probably wondered, what is that sound? That's me pulling the air brakes. Okay. I don't know if you've ever been in a big rig, but that, and you hear this, look, yeah, that's the air brakes stopping to pick up another hitchhiker to join. I appreciate you guys jumping on. Now, here's a reason I did that right now is because I want to switch. This, man, that is heavy, isn't it? That story. But here, I want to switch to the right hand right now. That's why I pulled that. I want to pull that air brake. It's like a pattern interrupt, and I'm going to switch to the right thumb, and I'm going to give you an example of a thought that you can use, that I use. Yeah, that's a pattern interrupt. That's not a destroyer. No, it's a builder thought. How about a builder thought of we're both terrified, we're both afraid, we're both struggling at that time. We both have those problems. You feel me? You see the difference? What was the left one? I thought, what? She's destroying me. Now, the builder thought is us. The builder thought is maybe she's in the same boat as me. Maybe she's struggling too. Maybe she's not the only one with an unquiet mind. Ooh, you see the difference? See the difference? And that thought, that builder thought, leads to builder type of beliefs. And the builder belief might be we're not enemies. We are, each one of us are a parent. She, the mother, me, the father of the kids. What? And then to this one, the powerful emotion one. Remember what it was over here? The rage, the all of that. What is it over here? It becomes love. It becomes peace. It becomes joy. You see the difference? You see the builder side? And I'm watching the numbers disappear as I get to the positive side. It's great. Our minds go, oh, he lost it all. He destroyed everything. And then when I go to the positive, isn't this the way it works? This is the way it works. You get to the positive side. Facebook does it. I think YouTube does it. You get to the positive. You get to the positive, and there's something that's great and strong and says, man, I've got builder thoughts. I've got builder type of beliefs. I've got builder emotions like love and joy and happiness and peace and all the good things that come from having a builder thought. And the people start dropping off. And I'm like, what? What? It's natural. I want to stop right here. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right here. We're picking up some hitchhikers because look, the negative side is natural, guys. It's natural. It's natural. Why do you think the news is all these terrible, disastrous things? I started out with the disaster and it drew you in and it grew big. And everybody's like, look at the dramatics. Oh my God, he lost he didn't just lose them, he destroyed everything. He punched a hole in the wall. Oh my God. And then I go to the right. The right side takes work. To build something takes work. The left side takes barely any work. It's easy. It's downhill on the left side, downhill until you crash, and then it gets freaking hard. Builder is an uphill battle, guys. It's it takes energy to have builder thoughts and to keep them there. It takes energy to filter out the crap of the world, to filter out the junk that keeps us in our own prison that we build. I built that prison. I built that destruction path. And now I'm working like hell to build a builder thought, a builder pathway that not only I can walk on. I hope that someday that my kids that I lost, that I destroyed the relationship to, that somehow with this builder type of thinking, with this builder belief system, with this builder, people are driving by. You can see the headlights. They're probably seeing me flip them off. Hopefully they don't come over. It's positive emotions. I promise it's positive. I'm flipping you off positively. I better quit flipping them off because they stopped. Yeah. Okay. But you get the idea. It takes work to build. It doesn't take hardly any work to be negative. It takes work to be positive. The ring, the ring, the actions. There's no hole in the wall. There's, I still have a relationship, a healthy relationship with my kids. I have a healthy relationship, even if she's my ex. I would have a healthy relationship with my wife, with my ex. If you can't tell, I still love the woman, okay? And I've learned to release her with love. I still love the woman. She's my high school sweetheart. I will never stop loving her. I can't help it. I will always love her. Always. In a good way, in a good builder way. Not in a weird left way. We're not talking about that kind of love. I'm talking about true love. I do have true love for her. And I can think, I could instantly go to the negative and think she doesn't love me. Do you see how it's back and forth? The struggle, the fight, the thumb wrestle between good and bad, good and evil, builder and destroyer. We do it to ourselves. We do it to our freaking selves. And then what about the pinky, the builder freeway, the builder road that I'm building? What about that? Where does the builder thoughts and the builder beliefs and the builder emotions and the building actions, what does it lead to? What does it lead to? It leads to a home. It leads to kids being healthy. It leads to healthy relationships to where you can communicate freely. I hit all this stuff, guys. That destructive path, this impromptu thing that I said, I'm going to do this right now. I was shaking when I went to push the live. I'm still shaking. It takes work for me. This is huge for a guy like me, for the introvert that hates being on camera. Here I am parked out here like I'm some homeless guy. Well, I guess I am kind of homeless, but by choice this time. By choice, in a builder type way, I choose to be homeless. I choose to work out of my car. I choose to put my ugly mug with the chipped broken tooth and the ugly and the unibrow that people, I can't get over the unibrow. They said, well, I mean, it's right there. Go ahead. You can't get over it. Just keep staring at it. That's the place I've come to start building from the right side and not destroy from the left side. Whew. You see that? Another pattern interrupt. There's a teaching moment here. I I love to tell stories. I've hid that story. I in fact hid that pathway of destruction from my current second chance family. They had no idea for I don't know how long. Let's see. We've married for 8, together for 10. My second chance family have 2 kids now currently. One is 8, almost 9, and she's actually acts like a 28-year-old, to tell you the truth. And my boy is just turned 7. I have a second chance family. And what the hell are you doing in a car at your McOffice parking lot? Because I was on the destruction path again. I was on the destruction path. I caused that shit again. Again. Me. We're separated. We're not divorced. We're separated. Isn't that crazy? I haven't had any big monster moments with my second chance family. At least I learned that much. At least I learned to be that positive enough, that controlled enough, because this side takes work. You got to be able to filter out the crap first. You got to build beliefs in a good way, in a solid foundation way that says, I'm going to love with a healthy love. I'm not going to love with the love of peanut butter like I have. I'm not going to love with the outward appearance of people and go lusting after women. I'm not going to go chicken, not chicken the no chick in. It was the typo that I did, and I meant chicken as in the animal, but it ended up being chick in, and then chicken became the thing that my wife right now talks about, because when I go chicken, that means I'm checking out the babes at the beach. Long story. We don't need to go there unless you want to hear that story. No, we don't do that. But see, you see the difference. I just wanted the challenge. Here's the challenge. I want to know what your monster moment is. You can drop it in the comment. I'd have to squint at it because it's on the phone. But anybody raise their hand and say I've got a monster moment? Because right now, I would love to hear your monster moments and be able to go wife right now. I don't know what that says. This guy is already divorcing for the what? Her in the head. Yeah, sure. I have previously in the head. Yeah. Huh. Maybe my battery's about to die. Now I'm in the dark. Is that the sign? The monster. The monster is coming out. I don't know what that was. I did have some lights on in the car. Maybe it's just timed out because my key is off. Let me see. Let me turn the key on. Dun da da da. Let there be light. Oh, you want to listen to music? Somewhere over the radio is playing. Oh, you getting the background, what's going on? Yeah, I listen to country music. And damn the country music nowadays. They've got so many freaking songs about this very thing that I'm talking about, divorce and all the almost stop listening to the damn country stuff. Shift. All right. You are hiding from your wife in your car. That's a very good question. No, I am not. I video chat her and the kids every day, multiple times a day. Very good question because that's probably what you're thinking. Because with the hiding I was talking about was hiding my first family from my second chance family. So that's a very good question, a very good point to make because I probably didn't make that very clear. Is that in my shame, in my guilt, uh-oh. We went back to left side. In my shame, in my guilt from what I had done in punching the hole in the wall and destroying all chances of a relationship with my first family, then I have so much gr- shame and guilt that I hid all of that. Is that starting to make sense? As I then got remarried however many years after that was. I don't do math. I can't do math, but anyway, yeah. 20 years ago plus was when the first divorce happened. I'm now 61. It's almost 62. You can do the math. I got married when I was 20, 41 years ago. So yeah, it wasn't exactly 20. I'm just saying 2 decades. It might have been, it was 2004 when she walked out, if that helps. And what is it now? 2026. So you do the math. Yeah, anyway. So are you living by a river? In my car or in the house that's over somewhere else? Yeah, the house is not too far from a river. Yeah, that's true. In fact, not too far from multiple rivers. Let's put it that way. So anyway, anybody anybody take me up on the challenge of letting me know what your monster moment is? I shared mine. Whew, and I pattern interrupt. The idea that when you confess something, that all of a sudden you get to have like a release, and you feel I starting to feel that myself. That I've shared something that I've hid for a long time, and a confession. It's like my confessional right now. I Yes, I'm spiritual. I was raised in, religious background with my grandfather, and I pull out the Stetson every so often, my story Stetson, and tell stories, hopefully kind of like what my grandfather did, that helps others to, you know, wake up, to be inspired, to think in a direction that helps them to become better. That was my grandfather. Very religious, he would tell stories from the Bible. So that's my foundation. Did I stay with that foundation? No. Am I returning to that foundation? You bet your ass I am. Because I figured out that my grandfather was a rock. My grandfather worked on the right side, the builder side of his head, of his heart. He worked on the builder side. And in fact, one of the stories he would tell quite often, if I had my Stetson handy, I would put it on right now. It's packed away in a box. Around the campfire, tell the stories. William the Wise and Frank the Foolish. Not my favorite, but very impactful for a little kid, grandkids around the campfire. And he would tell this story. And it's from the Bible. You know, the foolish man and the wise man, right? The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The wise, oh, yeah. Oh, hey, look at that left hand. Because what happened to the house that the foolish man built? And what was his thinking? Oh my goodness gracious sakes alive. What was his thinking that led him to the destruction that so when the storms came, ooh, the storms came, what happened to his house? Destroyed, like I did my first marriage. Ooh, ouch. Foolish man. Left hand type of. This is all about the, and I don't know if I've named it yet, but this is the hand GPS tool that I've been talking about. It's in your hand. It's right here in your hand. You don't have to go to no freaking app or I'm going to give you an online thing to go to my website or buy this book or do this thing. No, it's right here. It's in your hand. I just taught you the whole thing. The left. I kept this secret. I kept this secret too because I started being a coach for life coach for like divorced dads. Shh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming clean. I'm letting you know. Here, have the whole thing. The left hand, destruction. The right hand, construction with all the barrels and building a road. The left hand, they don't put no freaking barrels up. They don't warn you that they're doing anything. When you're doing construction, what do? You put up the warning. Hey, construction ahead. Hello. Work, men at work ahead. Hello, slow down. We're building something here. Pretty soon, it's going to be a road. It's going to be a freeway. It's going to have exits. Wait a minute. What are we doing here on CBS? Convoy Broadcasting System, our station? What do we do? We built the freaking exits first, and nobody wanted to see what we had built. Not a single soul. So some of the episodes that we've got built, nobody wants to see those. But they do. But they do. Because guess what? This Dads of Divorce Freeway has exits. These shorts will end up leading you. If you're sitting there and you're driving along, oh, geez, I just hit what the, and you pull over with your flashers because you just wanted to punch a hole in the wall. And you see this ugly mug come on and say, you punched a hole in the wall? That's what I did. I got a whole exit right here to show you how in the first 24 hours, we have this built right now. It's called the triage. It's called triage because the divorce bomb just blew up. My divorce bomb, I caused it. I blew it up. I gave the ammo to the gun that my ex had pointed at me in the divorce. I gave her the ammo. She loaded the gun and she pointed at me and she blew it up. It could have been a lot worse. I could have not been able to ever see my kids. She didn't do all of that stuff. She showed the fact that she had to fix the hole in the wall that I punched in court. And now I teach things like, hey, be careful of even the text that you send. Because if you're thinking this is like, I don't even know what time it is. What time is it, guys? 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock? Yeah, this is my jam. I do overnight shifts anyway. I work. And I was awake and I was just like this. I was like, and then all of a sudden the idea, let's get on a live and share my shift. My stupid shift from back when I don't want you to be like Mike of the past. Let's do that. And so here I am sharing my shift. It's a whole shift show. It's my shift show. I defecate. Yeah, defecation, self defecation. Uh, you know what defecate means, right? It's funny. It's funny. It means to shit yourself. Yeah, I self-defecated 20 years ago, so you don't have to. I did the crap. I destroyed. I blew up the bomb. And now I spent the decade in the divorce ditch so that now I can share my shift story so you don't shift all of yourself, so that you don't take a decade like I did in the freaking divorce ditch and make all the mistakes and go dating around and trying to fill the hole that was. Oh geez, don't go there. That's left hand left stuff is fill the hole. Oh geez, fill the void that's left in my heart by trying to date, new faces. I was trying to feel like a man again from the loneliness. And I said, oh, hey, baby, you want to drinking my life away. Oh, hey, baby, come on. It's this, the left. I've got all, man, I did it all wrong, guys. And I know whew, you guys are out there looking at me with the ugly mug and going, man, what does this guy have to, he's not a lawyer. He's not a therapist. Why the hell should we listen to that guy? I tell you why, because this guy right here spent a decade in the damn ditch. And he, with this hand GPS weird thing, can help you get out of the ditch in like days, not decades, like I did. We got it. I don't have no idea. How do I read this stuff? You're gonna have to learning from your mistakes. Will I'm not exactly sure what that says because I have to have glasses, and it's a weird. If I had something black, if I had something black, I don't know if I have a black. Do I have a black something? I have a black something. Oh, look, I can read it now. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I'm being weird. I just have a black shirt that needs. Yeah, I need to go do my laundry at Planet Fitness. That's a whole nother story. We won't get into that right now. I'm trying to read this, guys. Oh no, it's moving. What do I do? Can I scroll it like? Oh, I can scroll it. Hey, if you can't tell, I'm no tech guy here, doing this stuff on the fly. Oh yeah, from your mistakes. Has nothing to do with where one presently is in my life. Okay. Has it been difficult getting your something medication with the government shutdown? With what medication? What medication? Do you think I'm on drugs? Hey, oh, hey, that reminds me. I am on drugs. I am on drugs, but it's natural drugs. People keep asking me that. How can you do this stuff and not be on drugs? I'm like, well, let me tell you, the drugs that I'm on, the body produces. You know what I figured out just this evening, just tonight? I watched the premiere that I posted at 9 o'clock about this very thing, the hand GPS. I watched it alone and I made comments on it. And it was so freaking like trippy. I was tripping. I was like, oh, and I'm listening to myself because I wanted to watch. And you're supposed to with a premiere on. I had no idea what a premiere even was. And so I clicked the premiere thing and got it set up for 9 o'clock. And then I started watching it and it came up and I could comment on it. So I was commenting. And pretty soon I'm like, whoa. And I'm listening to myself talk about the story of the pastor, the cowboy preacher that told me this. He stood up there with his hand like this for like, it seemed like 10 minutes, just standing there, like, the sign, stop talking, stop. And he's the pastor, he's the preacher. They're supposed to teach us something. He's just standing up there like this, just silent. And pretty soon we're all going, what is he okay? He's supposed to be preaching it, right? He's supposed to be preaching and nobody else coming in, right? And he's just like this. And then pretty soon he starts in and he says this right here. Thumb is your thoughts. That's where it all starts. As soon as he said that, because not long before that, I came into I came home from work, still married, okay, so you get the timeline. This is like 10 years before I got the divorce. 10 at least 10 years, probably more than that. Anyway, so uh, my daughter, she's sucking her thumb. I come home, I get down on her level. I said, "Hey, sweetie, what are you doing?" "I'm thinking." Mm. And she said it just like that, like she was annoyed that I was interrupting her. And she had, kind of the left type of attitude, like, "Leave me alone. I'm thinking. I'm thinking." And she popped it right back in. A little while longer, and I'm here with this preacher man with his hand up in the air, sitting on a pew, and he's just like this, and then he starts in with the thumb, and I go, "Oh my." There was a little old lady sitting right next to me. She was taking notes, like she knew something was coming. She was a regular, I wasn't. I was visiting. And I look over, and now I'm starting to scrounge, and I have an old receipt in my pocket, so I pull it out, and I see her writing, so I kind of say, "Hey, psst, psst, can I borrow a pen?" And she's, "Oh yeah, yeah." And she pulls an extra pen out. I start writing. You know what the words I wrote? Thumb, thoughts, pointer, attitude. That was the word that I wrote down, but I changed it to beliefs now. And then you got to be careful. He said this: you got to be careful with this finger because you can show some powerful emotions. He said feelings. I wrote down feelings. Middle. That's all I wrote. Middle equals feelings. Then he got to this one. Here, I'll start with the left because at that time, guess what was on this finger? And boy, man, by this time I was like, "Whoa, this guy, this guy, man, whoa." The ring finger, actions. And I put a ring on it. I put a ring on it back. My high school sweetheart, I put a ring on that thing. And I got down on one knee and I asked her to marry me. And she did. She did. She married this old dumbass that ended up blowing everything up. And then he goes to the pinky. Oh, yeah, ring equal action. That's all I wrote down. And then the pinky, the little pinky. The results, the results, the destination. That's what it came to now, destination, because destination fits with GPS, right? Results, that's not GPS, but destination is. And driving is this is why it's all about driving with me. I spent 12 years as a truck driver. So now you're starting to see you've helped move the weight. Yeah, as a truck driver, I helped move the weight. Move the weight. In fact, I've helped unload. When I had that release just a little bit ago, when I talked about a confession, that's one of the ways that you can truly unload the heavy. I talk about heavy trailer, that heavy trailer of sorrow, of grief, of the crap. We carry this stuff with us. These first three fingers, the trifecta, is happening on the inside. It's happening on the inside. The last two fingers, the ring finger, the actions, it's the words we speak, the things that we do. And those things get us in trouble. We ended up with some consequences, some results with the little pinky. Ooh, powerful stuff that preacher taught. And I wrote it on the receipt. And then did I do something with it? No. Hell no. No, I still went through. I didn't learn from the preacher. If I'd learned from the preacher, maybe I wouldn't have blown my own freaking marriage up a few years later, however long that was. You follow what I'm trying to say? Because now, how far am I away from that? It was 30 plus. Yeah, I don't even know the look. I have some timers, guys, and I'm kind of being serious. I will get to a word and I'll be like, that word, or I'll forget how to pronounce. I don't know if it's Alzheimer's setting in, okay, but I don't want it to be Alzheimer's. I'm calling it my sometimers because I sometimes remember and I sometimes forget. And that's my story and I'm sticking to it. It's just like the country song, right? And so that's me. That's who I am. And this these lives that I do impromptu, it's just me. I'm there's no filter. There's no filter. It's the same when I did, but when I try to record and I have a script and I'm trying to look all professional, man, that doesn't feel very good to me. But there's a place for it to be able to make it concise so that people go, well, this guy, he kind of makes sense. And he does it, and I don't wear no freaking tie or white shirt, and I don't have no corner. I have a corner office. It's right over here in the McDonald's, my McOffice. I sit in the corner. That's my corner office. It's got windows even. And I can look out and see it's raining and see people. If you watch in some of my recordings, you'll see people passing by behind me. And pretty soon people are going to know where I am, and they're going to do like ESPN, right? And they'll have people peeking in at the window, going, trying to wave to the people that are on the camera. I can just imagine, right? Building, building the freeway that says, hey, this guy is starting to help people. And that's where my heart is. Pattern interrupt. That's where my heart is. I have a servant's heart. I've had a servant's heart my whole life. I've been the white knight in shining armor, helping to save the damsel in distress. That was my first wife. And come to think of it, that's my second wife too. Is it healthy? Is it healthy to be the white knight in shining armor and have your sword and go slay the dragons and save the damsel in distress? Is it healthy? You feel like a man when you're doing that. But what happens when the rescue is done and now you've got the damsel in distress to be yours? And then what? Because that part of the story you've accomplished. You've done that. Now what? Hmm. See? See? And now a healthy relationship says that can be the story. That can be how things to start. A healthy relationship has communication that says, and wide open, honest. And either way, the man can say, yeah, I feel like a man because I'm able to be the white knight in shining armor and I saved you, my dear. Here, give me a big hug. And she's like, yeah, but I'm not the damsel in distress anymore. And you start to have conflict. And then if you have a wide open relationship, an honest one, you say, oh, well, maybe we need to go on adventures together. Do you like adventures? You see how it switch? You can still do the fun stuff. Now you can write your stories together in an adventurous way. What? And build something that's worth having for your kids, for your grandkids. Do you see the difference of what I lost, what I blew up? I'm a grandfather right now, but I don't get to do like my grandfather did and put on a Stetson and sit around a campfire with my grandchildren because I blew that shit up 20 years ago because I punched the freaking hole in the wall. I hope you start to see where I'm coming from and the power and the passion that I have to being able to share this, my decade long. I used to call it my decade long therapy session, but now I'm thinking, you know what? It's my decade long divorce ditch that I was trying to crawl out of that took me a decade to do. And now I'm doing this so that you guys, you ladies, you guys don't take decades to crawl out of the divorce ditch. You can do it in days. That's that's my pinky promise. That's my pinky promise. The right pinky promise. That's my pinky promise is that I promise that you will have progressive steps by step by step. If you can plug into this, it's not an app, this hand GPS. You plug into this thing, starting with a really, really good pattern interrupt. Forget the picking up a hitchhiker. Can you imagine sitting in McDonald's in my McOffice and I'm doing this? Someone comes over and says, hey, what are you doing? I'm thinking. Can you imagine that? I can. I think it's hilarious, but it's also the truth. It's also the truth. Do you know what I oh, here's something that is like uh, so cool. My my daughter when she was doing that, and she said, "I'm thinking." She was thinking about thinking. She didn't finish the phrase, but she said, "I'm thinking." Psychologists, scientists, that's the logic part. This is the cool part. What she was doing, and that what she told me, I'm thinking, she's thinking about thinking. There's the pattern interrupt for us, guys. Instead of waiting until the whatever you're destroying blows up, what if you were able to catch yourself at the toxic thought stage? What? What if you were able to stop? This is the power of what I've been secretly teaching the divorce dads in my life coaching over the last 9 months. That's what I've been doing. I've been teaching divorce dads how to go from toxic thoughts, stop it right there with a pattern interrupt. If that's too messy for you, I have other ways to do it. You can take if your left thumb and you stop and you go just like this across your body and you touch your right temple. What am I doing right there? Anybody know? It's a pattern interrupt. And then you leave that thumb there while you think about your thinking. Like when, here, let's see if I can do it. Like when my daughter said, pulled her thumb out and said, I'm thinking. You can do the same exact thing with this. And you keep that left thumb at your right temple until you think, where does this toxic thought going to take me? What's the destination? I already showed you mine. I showed you my first thought was she's destroying me. She's destroying my life. What did that lead to? That led to me destroying the relationship because of the powerful emotions that I had, the anger, the rage, the punch, the ring finger that no longer has a ring on it because I punched the freaking hole in the wall and I blew up any kind of relationship I could have with my kids back then. That's wow. I didn't know I was going to do all that. And I apologize for dumping. There's a story. Okay. I wish I did have my hat right now. A story of a cowboy talking about the preacher and all this. So a preacher, he's got this revival and he's got a sign out there, and the cowboy comes along, sees the sign, says, oh, hey, there's a church service. It's Sunday morning. Let me go on in there. He comes in there and there's nobody there. He sits down and looks around. Nobody's there. Pretty soon, the preacher comes out, and the preacher is all excited that he has someone to preach to. So he says, cowboy, is it okay if I give you my sermon? And the cowboy's like, sure, that's what I'm here for. So the preacher, he starts in, and he's doing, I mean, he brought the whole thing. He preached for an hour and a half, 90 minutes, just going and going, hellfire and damnation. And the preacher, he gets done and he says, well, cowboy, how did you like my sermon? And the cowboy, he thinks for a minute and he says, well, what? If I were to have just one cow come to where I'm feeding them, I don't think I would dump the whole load for the one cow. I feel like I just dumped a whole load on you guys on this live. I hope not. I hope not. I hope that I dumped enough that you begin to realize who this weird, ugly mug guy with the chipped, nasty tooth and the wears the glasses and can't see without them, and because everything's blurry, and the unibrow and all the defects that are on the outside. I hope you begin to understand that on the inside, I have a big old heart, and I wear my emotions out here on the sleeve. And my purpose for being here stems from, in fact, is today's Monday, right? 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago tomorrow, in fact, I got the call. The call, I was kept hitting decline, 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 decline. I mean, don't you do that when you get a spam call and you see this decline? I'm not gonna talk to decline. Well, who was calling? It was God. And finally, I said, okay, God, green button. I clicked accept, and 3 words came through. Just 3 simple words. These 3 words changed my life 3 weeks ago. 3 words: you're not alone. Those 3 words hit my heart deeper and stronger than I've ever felt in my life. Because through that decade-long time in the divorce ditch, guess what I was? I was alone. I could be in amongst a mall. I could be in a mall with hundreds and thousands of people, and yet I still felt alone. Alone. And that alone, that thought, no matter what went on around me, led to me, and I don't really want to talk about this, but it led to me almost taking my final exit off this existence, out of this existence. The only thing that saved me was my dog was with me that day, Coco, and she laid her head on my lap. Talk about a pattern interrupt. It wasn't, it was simply, it was simply this, her looking up at me as if to say, if you leave, who's going to take care of me? So I didn't take that final exit. And now God, I answer the call, and God says the 3 words that put my ass into gear, so to speak. And the ass, I have a rear end just like a big rig, okay? And you're going to learn this along the way anyway, so I might as well share some more depth with you. Yeah, the rear end's the same. I've already talked about the thoughts per minute and the unquiet mind. Well, the mind is a motor, and it's built for the long haul, just like the diesel engine. The diesel engine, it's built for the long haul. It's built to carry the heavy loads. It's a good thing my mind motor is strong, because I was carrying some heavy freaking loads for a while with all the sorrow and the grief of the stupid crap that I had done. My destructive path that I started with the toxic thoughts and ended with destruction, that was me. And I was carrying a hell of a load behind me. And it's a good thing that mind motor of mine was built for the long haul, just like the big rig. And I talk about every single one of us having an inner big rig, the mind motor being a main portion of that. The heart is in the other, and the heart is the transmission. Passion filled transmission is what's connected to the rear end. Just like in a big rig, just like in any rig, the transmission, I'm no mechanic, okay? Along with not being a lawyer or a therapist or any of the other stuff, or a medical doctor, I'm none of those things. I'm just the dude that spent a decade in the divorce ditch and figured out a way by myself to get out, and now I'm sharing my shift with all of you, so that you don't shift all over yourself. Passion filled transmission is just like in a car or in a pickup truck or a big rig. The transmission is directly connected to the rear end, right? That's what the drive line is about. Now you got fancy cars. I don't even know. I'm just talking traditionally, okay? I know today's world, you got front wheel drive, and there's still got to be some kind of drive shaft, right? And there's got to be some kind of clutch that connects the engine, the mind motor, to the heart. Ooh. I just got through a weekend where I shared on Saturday the logic, the mind stuff, the mind motor stuff. And then yesterday, today's Monday now, right? I'm on the right day. Yesterday, Sunday, I just got through doing a sermon, a hatless sermon, where I shared some of the heart stuff, the spiritual stuff that connects to this. And the reason I'm wearing orange right now is this hand GPS for not only dads of divorce, but moms of divorce as well, because that's coming. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but I can envision that group coming, being led by a mom of divorce that wants to be able to build something like what we've got for our dads of divorce. In any case, this is a rescue mission. Rescue mission. Why? Why is it a rescue mission? Remember the storms? I talked about a little bit about the storms. Well, there's a perfect storm that's coming. And anybody know about the perfect storm, the movie? The real life story of, and I don't remember the names, but the fisher boat that goes out into the Atlantic, and there's three storms that converge to the same place that this boat is. That's the divorce dad. That's the dad of divorce. And when is this going to happen? It's about 6 weeks away now, maybe 7. What are the three storms? Tonight, this afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to be premiering the first storm of that perfect storm, which is finances, financial devastation. That's the first storm. Think of it. A dad of divorce, he's hiring a lawyer. I just hired a lawyer not too long ago. Why? Because I'm separated and thinking about divorce. Am I going to use the retainer that I just spent on? I hope not. But financially, it's tough. Why am I doing this out of my car right now? I have a financial flat tire, guys. I'm in this shift with y'all. I'm no guru sitting at the top of ivory tower preaching my shift to you. No, I'm shifting all over myself right now because I've got a financial flat tire that doesn't allow me to go home and see my kids on the weekend that I have off. Another reason I didn't go is because of the overtime that I was forced to have on Saturday, which split my Friday, Saturday, Sunday off that I have every other weekend. And so it kind of irked me, but then I got to stay here doing this with y'all. That's, see how God just, he, he places you. It's a GPS. It's a God positioning system as well, as long as you allow it to be. As long as you allow God to speak to your heart, it becomes a God positioning system for you as well. You don't have to believe in God. I don't, you believe whatever you want. That's your agency. That's your free choice to do, to think, to believe, to feel, to act, and to result or finally come to a destination of your choosing. That's where you've got to take responsibility. I didn't take responsibility for what I just shared with you over the past hour. I didn't take responsibility for that shit. I sat in the damn passenger seat blaming everyone else. My ex, my kids, the damn lawyer that lost the case for me, the judge, the government, and it got bigger. The economy, because I'm always broke all the time. I blamed and I blamed and I blamed and I blamed. And the trailer got heavier and heavier and heavier with all the sorrows and the hatred and all the heavy ass crap that I was carrying around. That was from the passenger seat. Now I'm sitting in the driver's seat, building. When you're in the passenger seat, you can go along for the ride and fall asleep. If you're in the driver's seat and you're building, what happens when you fall asleep? You have yourself an accident and you have a wreckage. I fell asleep my first marriage and I ended up wrecking it. I did that. I was the one that fell asleep. I was the one that checked out of the marriage, both spiritually, emotionally, hell, even mentally. I was home, but I wasn't home. Hopefully this is making sense. I'm rambling. That's, if you're a rambler spirit, that's probably why we have people still on here just listening, and maybe you've fallen asleep while you're listening to me. I don't know. I don't know, but man, I sure appreciate you guys. Oh, it is almost 3 o'clock. Okay, so hey, I'm hitting the 3 o'clock wall. My heart goes out to you. I appreciate you. If you've gone the long haul with me, I need to know who you are. Comment here. Me, I did the long haul from stem to stern. I did it from the start to the end, from alpha to omega. We could make all kinds of fun things. Um, but just if you're not subscribed, subscribe. That's the CBS station, the Convoy Broadcasting System that I'm building is just that, and I use YouTube. Okay, I'm building something piece by piece. I made a mistake, maybe not a mistake. I built the exits first, as I said, to be able to, maybe now the exits are built. Some of the hard stuff is already done. Now I just got to build the signs like YouTube Shorts and say, hey, this exit right here is your triage. If your bomb just blew up because of divorce, you need this exit. Or it's a little further, if you're trying to figure out when to date again, I have an episode for that. When Whiskey Geo and I was doing some podcasts together, Drive to Thrive podcast. It's still going on. And we just adapted it to this CBS station here on YouTube. You want to know when you're ready to date? I can give you a simple answer. If you are still thinking, okay, I'm going to go Jeff Foxworthy on. If you are still thinking about your ex, then you are not ready to date. If you, I could go on, if you stalk your ex on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, wherever she's at, and you're stalking silently, I hope, or maybe you're going all like destructive and texting, what the F are you doing? Then you are not ready to date. If you, I could keep going, if you bleed all over the next woman or man because your wound is still bleeding, you are not ready to date. You see, we've got the exits built. We've got the exits. I just got to build the signs that say, go here, go there. And that's what I'm doing now with these shorts. This right here will become an exit. This right here, the hand GPS, it's a rescue mission from the perfect storm. Financial devastation coming today, 3 o'clock. I'll be there. I'll be watching with you. And it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be epic. Last night's I I was watching by myself and making comments. It was crazy. It was cool. I'm not on drugs and my battery's about to go. I got 10%. So I might just ride this thing out until the battery dies, because the cool thing was I am on drugs. I'm on the natural drugs. Do you know what drugs they are? It's EDSO and with a side of C. E, endorphins. D, dopamine. S, serotonin. O, oxytocin. The big C, oh, watch out for the big C, because remember this? The rage, that's the big C. Cortisol and all the adrenaline, those are in the same family. I can go all science on you, but I'm not going to. Uh, Cortisol, the adrenaline, the fight or flight, it's only meant to be for that little bit. It's meant to survive. But when I developed that toxic thought of she's destroying me, Guess what I did? Inadvertently, not knowing it. I told my brain, my survival brain, that I am about to lose my life. That's what I did. And that's why I lost it and punched a hole in the wall. I could go all science all day long about how that works, and the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus and how all these work together. I could go all nerdy on it if you want. That's me. Now that that, but I can go spiritual on you and say all kinds of things in the scriptures that say, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So if I have rage in my heart, if I have hate in my heart, and I think and I focus on that rage, who am I? I'm the guy that punches holes in the wall. I'm the destroyer guy, the destroyer of relationships. But if I can somehow plant good seeds and have love in my heart, now who is that guy? A builder of relationships. Builder of relationships that last not only for himself, but for his kids. And the kids learn those kinds of skills. So from one single person that learns these skills using a hand GPS that you thought was some kind of weird mind trick. Maybe it is. It's working for me. It's working for other Dodds. Dodds, yeah. Dads of divorce. It's working for them. And I've kept it secret. Now I'm coming out with it. You get the idea. So the rescue mission, the perfect storm, the financial devastation, the child custody wars. That's the second storm. The third storm is coming. Ooh, the holiday hell. Think about it. The holidays are coming. We got Thanksgiving, a couple weeks away. We've got Christmas next month. What do divorced dads try to do? They spend money that they don't have so that they can help their kids feel like they are loved. That's the destroyer. What I just said right there is the destroyer side. Because what are you doing when you spend money that you don't have? You're going into debt, financial devastation. You're trying to keep the custody wars, the that's my time every other year, and then you pine about missing the kids, and you stalk on Instagram and see the pictures of the kids at the exes, and I should be there, and you go all destructive. There's another way. There's another way. You could start with a builder thought. You could start with a builder thought. Hey, that's all going to be, yeah, financial devastation today. It premieres 3 p.m. Eastern. Be there. Be square. Anyway, this has been huge fun for me. I hope it's been helpful to you. I feel like I rambled all over the place, which is okay because it's my live and I just did it impromptu and I don't have any like script. Wasn't reading. The only thing I was reading was trying to figure out how to read, and I had to have like a black something to be able to read that stuff. But the fact that someone says that you've helped move the weight, I'm hoping they are speaking of their own weight, and the movement is being able to give them hope, being able to move that shift out of the trailer, get it out of the trailer, because you know what happens with it fully loaded. You get stuck on the uphill climb. If you're starting to build, you're going to be stuck on an uphill climb like I did. And I could go on all night. Big rig, me, true story. I fully loaded big rig, going through an area I'd never been before. Signs say uphill coming. Okay, I've done this before, no problem. I start up this hill, starts to lag. I need to downshift, right? I downshift. I miss a gear. I'm 10 years in driving. I miss a gear like I'm a rookie. I don't miss it once. I miss it 3 damn times. And now I'm stopped on the hill. I'm pretty pissed. This is not too long ago, guys. This is me not too long ago. Now I've had a rollover, and that's a whole nother story. But 10 years in, I'm not a rookie, and I miss gears going up a damn hill. Well, I find out later that the hill was actually like a 9% grade. I'd never driven a big rig fully loaded up a 9% grade before. That was my first time. So I was a rookie on that hill for pulling a fully loaded semi up that hill. Okay. And instead of downshifting one gear, what should I have done? Those of you drive big rig know I should have doubled down. And with that kind of steep, I might have had to triple down to keep moving. Well, I ended up stalled on the hill. Why? Heavy load. Heavy load. I missed a gear. Think of the passion, the heart. I missed a gear. The heart directly connected to the rear end. You can imagine. And I stop. Now I've got to start on this hill from a dead stop, fully loaded. Think of it, fully loaded, yourself, loaded trailer, mine motor. Now it's time to get started on this hill. It's builder. You're starting up on the hill, but you're still fully loaded with all the crap from the left side, right? All this stuff. And so you put it in gear. I put it in the wrong gear to start off with. I forgot to hit the high-low switch down to low. So I still had it on high, and I put it in the gear that I thought would go. I was in 8th gear instead of 3rd. Dumbass me. I go to try to die. The engine died. 3 different times it died. You know what I finally, I was so freaking mad. I just slammed it down into the granny gear, and I started going. Me, decade into my driving career, that's what I did. You know what I did? I was scared to shift after that. So what did I do? I walked that freaking rig right up that hill. I think I probably could have, in fact, the followers, they weren't Facebook followers. They didn't want to follow me. They had to follow me because it's a 2-lane highway going up this hill with curves. There was no way that they're getting around the big rig with the kind of road that I was on going up this hill. And they had to follow me. Okay. Those are the kind of stories I have as a truck driver. And what the thing about truck driving and life, they're pretty much similar, especially when you look at yourself with a mine motor, a heart transmission, and a rear end. In order to get the rear end moving, you've got to have a connection between your mine motor and your transmission. You got to have a clutch. Yeah. Anyway, that's fun. That's fun to tell that kind of story. Yeah, I screwed it up. I got to the top of the hill and I had a little place to pull over. And then what do you think kind of reactions I got from the people going honking? What did I get? From a lot of them, it was this. There was only one. And I will still remember when this driver of a big rig came by, and you know what finger? He used one finger, and it wasn't this one. It was this. He slowed down to make sure I was seeing what he did. He gave me a thumbs up. That right there is what made it okay for me to share the story, because as soon as I saw him do that, I was like, wow, it's okay to screw up. I recovered. I figured out a way to get up the hill. I did it slow, just like I'm making mistakes when I do this thing that I'm doing right now. I'm doing it slow. I'm still working my overnight shifts. I'm still doing this. I'm doing that. I might get a bit overloaded, but I'm still going to do it. I'm going to find my granny gear. That's another thing I use in coaching, because the granny gear, what is it? What does it keep you from doing? It keeps you from feeling overwhelmed. It keeps you from killing it when you've got a fully loaded trailer and you're trying to go uphill. Guess what you can do in granny gear? What I did. You can, with a fully loaded big rig on a hill like that, put it into granny gear, let your clutch out, and it will start even without pressing on the accelerator. Some of you are like, no way. Yeah. If you're careful on the clutch, you can get that thing moving. But yeah, you're going to hit the accelerator some. You're going to pull that clutch out, and then you're going to go about maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles an hour, if that. And how fast do you walk? I don't know, 3 miles an hour. So I know the people behind me could have walked faster than what I was driving up that hill. Okay. My unwilling followers. They didn't sign up to follow me. Just like I didn't sign up to be a divorced dad on the paying the tolls of being on the Dodd highway, the dads of divorce highway. It's cost me a lot to be on that highway. A lot. A lot. And I'm not talking about money. Not talking about money. I'm talking about the toll on me, on toll on my heart, the toll on my head, all the stuff that I suffered. I got somebody probably thinking I'm some kind of weirdo over here talking to myself, which I kind of am talking to myself because I see myself in the screen and they're over there parked. I don't know what they're doing, but I can wave to them. I will use all my fingers. I won't use a single finger unless I use this one. I won't give them the high sign. It says they're number one. All right. Well, my battery is at 1%, and I know this is going to end, so I'll end it with this. My last message to you. You are not alone. I love you guys. Until next time, God bless you because he loves you too. And his message to you is the same as I just gave you. You are not alone. See you next time.